Howdy, y'all. Playoff season. Finally, finally, we're here. Personally, we have 43 teams into the playoffs. So, not great, but could be worse, could be better. Definitely could have been better. Definitely had a lot more. Can you turn that down, Boo?
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's just coming through the thing. Uh, had a lot going into that Monday night games, and yeah, somehow I lost like 5 teams, but it's here nor there. So I pulled up all my teams, so I figured I'd just go through them fairly quickly, and then if anybody wants to show their teams, we can happily do that. Just gonna go over my TK teams. Feel, whatever about. Actually, I have one Josh Allen Diggs team, and nobody else has Josh Allen, so that one feels good. But that's here nor there. We're gonna look at the King of the Desert first. Okay, so I got a request to make it the lineup bigger. So give me a second. So we'll go. Let's see here. I'm sorry if you cannot see this on your phone. For whoever was complaining that they weren't able to see it. That is how we doing today, my guy. So I got 23 teams on DK, and I got 20 teams over on an underdog throughout all of my drafts. So, we're out here just living our best life. Just living our best life. Not, only have like 2 dead teams though, so like that's not bad. That Herbert injury and Stroud. Stroud is what's really killing me. That's here nor there. That's here nor there. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think it's as big as I can make it, probably. Is there a way I can center this? I can't make it go. If I zoom in again, what about now? Could I? What does this look like? It's fine to me. Oh yeah, there we go. Big face next to these big names. This is my King of the Desert team. I don't know. It's got T. Law, Barkley, Brees Hall, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, Mike Evans, T.J. Hockenson, Marquise Brown, Evan Ingram, Zach Charbonnet, Jacoby Myers, Kyler Murray, Higbee, Stafford, Moore, Bigsby, Downs, Renfro, Puka, and Parker Washington. How many Parker Washington shares does everybody have? This is my only Parker Washington share. And weirdly enough, it's like it faded Ridley and Kirk and Zay, which is awesome in a weird way. And it's got, Puka and Cooper for the solid, Rams defense offense this week going against the Redskins. And then I don't know. I think this team should. I don't know what everybody else has. Obviously, nothing even matters. Like everything depends on who's in your pod and what these people in your pod have. I always go back to having 80 teams advancing and going from 80 to 13. So I have the amount of teams that got eliminated in my head. I'm like, it could easily just be 0 teams advance. I think I went from I didn't have very many teams last year. I think I had I don't remember how many I had. I know I didn't have very many. And then all but like one in the Millie Maker, and then like a couple other ones. A few other ones because I did like try to like playing the playoffs last year got into the semis, and then I don't know, man. The first week is always scary, but I think this year's a lot of nutrition of like quarterback play, and I definitely went with a lot of three quarterback builds. Cup should be a low advance rate guy. I got 22 of 76 in the DK Millie. That's you have as many as you in the DK Millie as I had overall, because I got one through with the wild card. Only one. A lot of mine were like 1900, so I was like 70 off from advancing more. Okay, so almost exited that StreamYard. The button's so small. All right, what's next? What's next on the top of the wheel? My single $4 single entry. My single entry. It's got Jared Goff, Alvin Kamara, Khalil Herbert, ASB, Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, Darren Waller, DJ Moore, Drake London, Chris Godwin, Jahan Dotson, Mostert, Wilson Jr., Miller, Fournette, Chase Brown, Trey McBride, Sam Howell, Ty Chandler, Brock Wright. I really like this team because it's got the Lions, who have one of the better matchups this week going against Denver. And then this team's got good wide receivers. It's got a good tight end. And it has one good running back with potential other good running backs. It has solid quarterback play. It's got, like we said, good wide receivers, good tight ends. Brock Wright is weird. Like if something happens to Laporta, Brock Wright's the guy. I hope nothing happens to Laporta because he's my second most owned tight end. I think Hawkinson's my most owned tight end. And that's in the single entry. There's only out of like all the teams that I have, I'm only in like 2 pods with other people that I know. One being Tanner Tolbert, and the other being who's that? It's someone on Underdog. I didn't get into any other Best Ball Nationers, BBNs in the drafts. Present, share screen. What's next? Billy Maker. All right, so this one was the second draft I did this season. It's got Kirk Cousins, Tony Pollard, Rachaad White, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams, George Kittle, Darren Waller, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Damian Harris, Jalen Hyatt, Romeo Doubs, Jalen Warren, Devin Singletary, Chase Brown, Sam Howell, Zach Evans, Izzy A, and Logan Thomas. So this is solely dependent on Sam Howell. George Kittle. This one was hit with so many injuries, but it's like it snuck in. Like it was like putting up decent sized points towards the end of the season. So and it's got Addison and Flowers, and Hyatt. It's got a lot of young wide receivers. I mean, if Howell's the guy this week that you need, then like there's a shot for this team to get to the next round. But most likely, if other people in my pods have better quarterbacks, then we might be out. We could be. Not 100%. Share screen. Let me go. My next Millie Maker has Jared Goff, Brian Robinson Jr., Kendre Miller. That's not a good start. AJ Brown, ASB, Christian Watson, TJ Hawkinson, Drake London, Chris Godwin, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson. Okay, so my wide receivers are elite, So we got Goff, Carr, and Ritter. That could be, if one of them put up like a decent amount of points. We're going to be good there. At tight end, we have Hawkinson and McBride and Noah Fant. Decent there. The problem is running back. I need Brian Robinson to play and one of these other guys to produce comparable like numbers for a number 2 back. If Madison doesn't play, I have quite a few shares of Ty Chandler, so that would actually be decent there. Set share screen. Next one bites the dust. All right, next one is another Millie Maker. Jared Goff, Breece Hall, Najee Harris, ASB, Waddle, Ayuk, Kittle, Gabe Davis, Quentin Johnson, Javonte Williams, AJ Dillon, Devin Singletary, Chuba Hubbard, Brock Purdy, Sammy Laporta, Jaden Reed, Mac Jones, Hunter Henry, Luke Musgrave, and Keyshawn Booty. I actually really like the starting lineup. You could sub, Javonte in for Najee, and then maybe Najee hits the flex, or maybe it's Gabe's week, Purdy and Goff are going to compete decently for good numbers. Laporta and Kittle should put up decent numbers. Reed's been unstoppable with the touches and touchdowns. Could be good. It's got a shot. It's not dead. Everybody's alive except for Musgrave and Mac Jones, really. But alrighty, what do we got next? Share screen. Has anybody messaged me yet? Nope. Alrighty, just double checking. All right, the next Millie Maker has Jared Goff. Where'd it go? Jared Goff, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, ASB, DJ Moore, Kyle Pitts, Rashad White, Traylon Burks, Jameson Williams, Madison Hyatt, Pierce, Collins, Downs, Chase Brown, Sammy Laporta, Izzy A, Will Levis, Keyshawn Boutte. I like that team. It's fun. It's got a bunch of good pieces. Do we just go Levis and who's my other quarterback? Is it just Levis and Goff? This is a ballsy team. It's just Goff pretty much, and then Levis at the bottom. I don't have high hopes for us winning at quarterback, but the running back position I feel good about. The wide receivers position I feel good about. Tight end could be better, but it's got 2 good pieces at tight end. Flex got a decent amount of players to fill in the flex. Yeah, it might have been worse than that. I only had 5 teams. Jay Sheng, 71. Good luck to you, Top Dog. Good luck to you, man. Yeah, I drafted a lot of Christian Watson and Najee and Cooper Kupp, and didn't draft a lot of I didn't draft any Thielen. I didn't fade the Dolphins, but I didn't take a lot of Dolphins either. I was kind of fading Tyreek Hill. Took a lot of Waddle. Oh well. I was trying something specific there. I went heavy with heavy stance, and it just didn't work out this year. Look, I had a 70% advance rate practically when I did. I was at 112 teams at one point the year I won it. When you do hard stance, you kind of you get one way or the other. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You sent my top exposure for DK. I like the way I play. I don't know. I think it's more fun. I think it's more fun. All right, we're gonna pull up Dennis's top exposures. I didn't try to take a look at it, so let's see here. Share screen. All right. Probably gonna be the other way. So give me a second. Okay, edit layout. All right. Right there's fine. And go back here. Is this good? Cool. Perfect. Ooh, ASB. Nice. Okay, ASB, DJ Moore. Why is DJ Moore so popular? He's on my most exposed players as well. Singletary, Cook, Gallup, Kittle, Edwards, and Jared Goff. That's nice. Let's see here. Best ball. No, upcoming. View my player exposures. Okay. Let's see here. At wide receiver, where do I have ASB? ASB is to 29% for me. DJ Moore is 48% for me. Obviously, we're kind of rocking similar numbers here. You got a little bit higher numbers, but I don't think I had that. I don't think I have any James because I took so much Damian Harris. Oh shoot! I didn't save it, so you guys have no idea what I'm saying. Update layout. All right, there we go. Oopsies. So Dennis has ASB, DJ Moore, Brock Purdy, Devin Singletary, James Cook, Michael Gallup, George Kittle, Gus Edwards, and Jared Goff. For my top 10 players, it's Najee Harris, Rashad White, Chase Brown, Damien. Oh, I'm looking at all running backs. I'm like, man, it's a lot of running backs. It's Najee Harris at 62%, DJ Moore 48%, Joshua Downs at 43%, Rashad White 43%, Chase Brown at 38%, Gabe Davis at 38%, Laporta at 38%, Trey McBride at 38%, and Alec Pierce, ASB, Christian Watson. That's on my top board. I like everybody that's on your exposure right now is they're all healthy. That's what you want, man. More than anything. Like Gus Edwards may not be the running back that's getting all the touches, but like he could easily have a game where he gets like 2 touchdowns for 40 yards, and that's gonna be serviceable for this team, for your teams. Brock Purdy. I wish we'd have drafted more Brock Purdy. Obviously, that's looking back at it. Yeah, Jay Sheng. And if you want to go look at my teams, you can go look at them. You can see, I drafted a lot of my teams very similarly. And they were all slows. I think I didn't do much. I didn't fare much better doing mainly fast drafts on DK, but I did do better. I think I'm going to stick with all fast drafts next year versus slow drafts next year. Slow drafts were not, I enjoyed them. I felt like I was building good teams, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe it was giving other people more of an advantage than I was because I would just be on the clock and I would just pick somebody. So what's the point of even doing slow drafts if I'm just going to pick somebody and not really put too much thought into it? So time to sun run, baby. Oh, I need a sun run very badly in comparison to other people because, not having a high advance rate. But I have 43 shots at glory, Good to see you, Pat. Good to see you. So yeah, everybody has their ups and has their downs. I mean, had there been a leaderboard for when I won it, man, I would have had like 50 or 60 on the top 10,000. And what am I doing? I am going to the next team unless somebody has sent me any other lists. Nope. Those are good exposures, Dennis. Good exposures. They're all healthy. That's what you could ask for. What am I doing? I am going back to StreamYard. Going to present, share screen. What's next? Another Milly Maker team. All right. Josh Allen, Najee Harris, Damian Harris, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, Njoku, Gabe Davis, JSN, Deshaun Watson. So this is my solo Allen team, but it's like it's not the worst. You know what I mean? Elijah Moore, Jalen Hyatt, Raheem Mostert, Dubs, Downs, Chase Brown, which we could be getting like the perfect run out for Chase Brown. Trey McBride, Izzy A, Hunter Henry, Ty Chandler. Like this team's, it's got the goods. It's got the goods. We need Naj to show up. I need him to show up. I need him to be a guy. I can't if he doesn't show up, I'm kind of fucked. But he's got the Colts this week. That's a pretty decent matchup, right? And then next week he's got the Bengals again, which he already had a great game this year. He had one of his better games last year against them. And then he's got Seattle, which I guess statistically they haven't done as much that like this year, like as well as against running backs this year. But it could easily be like a wet game where he's running all the way. Hyatt is my guy. TK 41%. Woo-wee. I don't remember. I have a few shares of Hyatt. You know who somebody I wasn't expecting to even be on. I knew DJ Moore was going to be higher on my list, just randomly. I wasn't expecting it, but he was higher on the list. The person that wasn't expecting is Alec Pierce. Why is he like all over it? Because he had that good week, or does it just happen to be a part of other teams just randomly? And where's my Hyatt? I have Keyshawn Booty more than I have Hyatt. Okay. I have 14% Hyatt. I have 20% JSN, 20% Chase in London. Got a lot of Chase, so I feel good about that. I have one share of Justin Jefferson. Just gotta get Tommy DeVito to throw deep, man. Hyatt's a beast. What am I doing? I'm going here. Look at the same. So yeah, we already looked at this one. All right, what's next? What we got on the board? What do we got? Present, share screen. Another Milly Maker. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more Milly Maker teams to go through. Oh boy, I think this might be a rough one. So this is I don't know what team this is. Okay, so it's got Cousins, Pollard, Harris, Jefferson, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Hawkinson, Rashad White, Zay Flowers, Damian Harris, CJ Stroud, Kendre Miller, Nico Collins, Gerald Everett, Palmer, Downs, Laporta, Tank Dell, Terrace Marshall, Joshua Kelly. For most of you guys know who show up to the B&W show every week, this was my highest scoring team going into the playoffs. It was like my highest scoring team all throughout the entire season. And then I was actually like, okay, it could do something. Even with Kirk Cousins, I'm down to one quarterback, right, with CJ Stroud. It's like as long as he puts up respectable numbers, my wide receivers and my running backs are so good, they can, pull me through. And then if he doesn't play, if CJ Stroud doesn't play, which I don't think he has 2 more opportunities to log practices, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he's going to get out there. But if he does, this could save this team. Because I know not many people have Jefferson, And if Nick Mullins like throws it to Jefferson, like this could be a good team. Could be. It has potential. It was my highest scoring team all year round. Michael, where have you been, my guy? I've missed you. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I should probably pull that up. Hold up. Yahoo. I don't know why I associate, like my brain associates Michael with our fantasy team, our fantasy league, our Best Ball Nation fantasy league. But you definitely do. I think it's because you have one of those good teams. Fantasy home. And PBN Patreon league matchups. Oh, we're going against each other in the. Is this the first week of the playoffs? It's got to be. It's got to be. Okay, present, share screen, Yahoo Sports. So this is for the $100. I'm just giving it to whoever gets first. Unless I get first, they'll go to the second player. Michael is facing moi this week. It's it's only 6 people in the league. I try to give away money, and people just, I didn't want it, I guess. So one of 6 people has a shot at $100. So I have Allen, Waddle, Evans, Jefferson, Pollard, Kamara, Hawkinson, Godwin, McManus, Pittsburgh Steve versus Michael's fucking strong team. Fields, Diggs, Adams, Cup, Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Laporta, Pittman, Aubrey, and Miami D. Should be a fun week. Fun week. Who else is? How do I look at other people's matchups? League. Let's go league. Let's see here. We got Barker going against Ryan's team. Looks like Barker may have the edge. Obviously, Ryan may not be paying attention, or maybe he's just been saving it up for this entire playoffs. Dennis, with the number 1 team in the league, has a bye, and Marcus has the 2 spot. Dennis will face the winner of me and Michael. Marcus will face most likely Barker at this point. No shots to Ryan. And whoever wins those matchups go to the finals for a shot for $100. Dane, what up, my guy? How we doing? I ended up taking that spot that you gladly left for me. So both Dennis and I advanced into that league. Did I look at this one? We're going to find out. I feel like I've seen this team. We're going to go ahead and say we've looked at that team. That looks very familiar. Share screen. I think I got a little distracted earlier. Or it's not going away. I really don't know. Share screen. Okay, I haven't seen this team yet. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk, Quentin Johnson, Mark Andrews, Rashad White, Zay Flowers, Elijah Moore, Chig Okonkwo. This is one of the ones that it's a heartbreaker. It's like I had Herbert and Stroud going into the playoffs 2 weeks ago. Knowing that I lost Dell, I was like, fine, whatever. We lost Dell. But we lost Stroud and we lost Herbert in 1 week. It's tough. It's tough, man. Like, unless Stroud plays, I don't have high hopes. I mean, it's not like these guys can't pop off. Najee Harris shouldn't be owned in too many leagues, so he could easily pop off. Like, again, good matchups this week. We have a lot of good matchups. We did kind of predict the correct matchups. We did kind of predict the right matchups for the playoffs. Now, we didn't have a high advance rate. That's kind of expected when you have hard stands. But we did predict good matchups in the playoffs. So, I thought you said 1,000. 1,000? No, I said 100, Dennis. You You $100. Nice. Glad it was you and not some rando. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, it's been a tough season for me. Season long has been struggling. Would have loved to swing by for a few more times, but my schedule in the evening. So you're fine, dude. I'm just messing. We've only been doing it one day a week, and it's like it's around 8 o'clock, but 8:30. I mean 8:15. So no set schedule, one day a week. I'm not expecting everybody to pop up every day, but you popped in for the playoffs. That's the good stuff. Legalize it 420. Sup? How exactly do we send you a team? Just send it to me on Twitter. I'm at the Crying Buffalo. I think that's my at Crying Buffalo. CryingBuffalo. Advanced 30 out of 100 total on DK. That's awesome, Brent. That's awesome. That's again more than I have total on DK. Says I can't message you for some reason. I'll go to my profile. More settings and supports. Settings. Your account, change private teams. Messages. Settings. Allowed message requests from everyone. Check. Should be good. I do not have it unchecked. You should be able to send me messages. Those $100 entries I show. Oh, it says I can't message. I don't know. Legalize it. I do not know. Have 20 in the milli this year, 5 in the 500. Nice. And 5 in the 600. 30 total of 100 entries, hoping for some good luck. Hey, dude, if you have a shot, you have a shot. Like, my worst team is the one that won it all in the regular playoffs. Those $100 entries I shared with you earlier this year didn't make it. Almost pulled a Jefferson team to the playoffs, but got fourth. It's tough business, man. Oh, yeah. I don't ever use that Twitter. I think I can switch it over. Oh, we got a message. Talk about false hope. At least this team made it through the first round. All right, let's look at Michael's team. Exit out of that one. Share screen. Picture. I can't. For the people that complained that they couldn't see it, I've zoomed in as far as I can without, I think, ruining it. So, yeah, my boy Michael has Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins. Okay. CMC, Kenneth Walker, Jerome Ford, Damian Harris, Devin Achane, Dearness Johnson, Izzy A, Michael Pittman, Nico Collins, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Albert Woods, Quentin Johnson, KJ Osborne, Keyshawn Booty, TJ Hawkinson, Cole Kmet, Fergie, potentially somebody else. I can't really tell if there's somebody else at the bottom of that. It looks like there's something else there, but maybe not. Anyways, I mean, it kind of depends what everybody else has, but I mean, technically, you could still make it out of the first round. It would be tough. Keyshawn Booty, though, I'm glad you're on that train with me. I wasn't all by myself. But like, if Devin Achane and nobody else has Devin Achane going into the playoffs with you, and he pops off with CMC, like, that could be electric enough to cover your quarterback points. But yeah, it's tough. I'm gonna say it's probably out, but it is a fucking good team if they would have one of them been healthy. Do, 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 da, da. Yep, that's correct. Messages. Um, by the way, if you want to try sending it to Best Ball Nation, I have that one pulled up as well now, and I corrected the thing. So just let me know. I feel like with week 15 is a hard one to decide who to root for. I'm not rooting against Brees and Kamara since I have none of them, but it doesn't feel real good. You know, having a condensed share of players makes it easy to know who to root for. Like I know I'm rooting for Sam Howell, Jared Goff, TJ Hawkinson, Laporta, Najee Harris, Rashad White, like Gabe Davis, and Nico Collins, if he's able to play, which it sounds like he might be able to. It's like I kind of know exactly who I'm rooting for this week. For me, for this week, Chase Brown. If Chase Brown can like just get the backfield all to himself, or like get the James Cook role, like where he's got 90% of the role, puts up 19 to 20 points a week for the next like 4 weeks, that would be perfect. I think I sent it. Just my favorite one, Tyreek CMC team, $12 Hail Mary. I didn't get any of the Hail Marys through. One new message request. Accept. Okay. Open needed image, new tab. Present. Share team. Share team. Is that what it said? I don't think that's what it said. Share screen, probably. So this is our boy. Legalize it. His favorite team going into the playoffs. That's a CMC. Who else did you say you had? CMC. I don't see CMC. Am I crazy? You say CMC? Tyreek CMC team. Oh. I'm so confused. Oh, so this is when you don't have those players. Gotcha. Justin Fields, Damian Pierce, David Montgomery, AJ Brown, ASB, TJ Moore, Evan Ingram, Tyler Lockett, AJ Brown, ASB, and TJ Moore, I think is my favorite combo of wide receivers. I thought Waddle would be up in there, but I think those three end up being like my favorite three that I have. I think I have a couple shares of those three. But you got Justin Fields to pair up with them, Evan Ingram, Tyler Lockett, Cortland Sutton, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, Devin Achane, Komet, Kendre Miller, Gerald Everett, Tank Dell, Kyron, Josh Kelly, Zach Moss. I don't think I could have missed more on a player than I did Kyron. I did not get any Kyron. None. Yeah. Do you have guys that are on more than 50% of your advancing teams? Mostert is my most roster in 10 of my 30 teams. So I have, let's see here. The only person I have over 50% is Najee Harris, but I have DJ Moore at 48%, Josh Downs at 43%, Rashad White at 43%, and then it goes into the 30s after that with Chase Brown. It's my only Kyron team out of 74 advancing teams. Yeah, I didn't draft any Kyron at all. So that was a miss. I mean, I had a lot of Puka I drafted. I drafted a lot of other winners like Trey McBride. I drafted a ton of Trey McBride early. I kind of fell off of that when I was like, okay, well, I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. And I backed off of that and I went more towards Hunter Henry, who hasn't been bad. He's had 2 big spike weeks. But again, it was okay, but could have been better. Could have been better. Share screen. Okay. All right, so this is my second to last Millie Maker. It's got Tua tags: Barkley, Harris, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams, Christian Watson, Laporta, Rashad White, Gabe Davis, Dotson, Dillon, Love, Dubs, McBride, Mims, Sam Howell, Noah Fant, Braxton Berrios, Keontae Ingram, and Ty Chandler. So this team is probably going to rely on Sam Howell because I think 2 attacks might struggle this week going against the Jets. Unfortunately, my wide receivers are kind of butt cheeks. Like, I don't expect this team to advance. It's a solid team, right? But it's not like my best team. Who knows, though? You never know. You never know. Could be everybody else's worst team in the pod. Unfortunately, you cannot find out until the games start how bad other people's teams are going to be. I have 36% ASB. DJ Moore are my highest mark. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's as far as like they have good matchups. They're both like really, steady players. Gotcha. My ownership is really flat. Got 20% of Debo and Nico next. It's cool. Yeah. So I went heavy on like I would get Najee and I would try to get Christian Watson. And then it was just like wide receivers until about pick 120 and Zay Jones slash Nico were like my cutoff points. And so it was more Zay Jones was my cutoff point, and then it kind of turned into Nico towards the end of the season. So I had a lot of Nico in Stroud teams towards the end of draft season, which I think that's another thing I'm going to try to do next year is like space out my drafts. Obviously, I did a 25-hour live stream last year, and that's where most of my drafts went to. I'm going to try to space it out a little bit better, obviously, and maybe do like a 24-hour live stream with, or maybe not 20, but like a little bit longer live stream with like the $3 20 max or something like that. Like something fun like that. Because though I think those teams were okay, I think it was a disadvantage for me to stream all of them. I'm not going to stream all my drafts. I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I don't think it's a bad thing to do, but I don't think it's a smart thing to do. Because you guys are fucking good drafters, and it's tough. I don't think I'm going to do any slow drafts, though, next year. I think that'll be something that I tried to not do next year. Got about 10 more teams, and we'll call it an evening. My last Millie Maker winning team. It's got Jared Goff, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, ASB, DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Evan Ingram, JSN, Swift, Tony, Herbert, Love, Pierce, Palmer, Downs, Hubbard, Laporta, Reed, Izzy A, Luke Musgrave. See, I'm like, did I already see this team? A lot of my teams are very similar. I know this one's different because it has Kadarius Toney on it, but like, again, Jared Goff, Tony Pollard, ASB, DJ Moore, like a lot of the same players, but with a little bit of variance, which is what I wanted. Because again, I like the matchups that like JSN has this week. Christian Watson, technically, if he would have been healthier, it looks a little bit better, but Najee Harris has a good matchup this week. To be honest with you, ASB is going to be used this week. Him and Laporta. Though this one has Laporta. So if Christian Watson doesn't play this week, I still feel like Reed is being used quite a bit, so that feels good there. Yeah, I feel good about this setup, and I think the Bears are gonna like kind of route the Browns this week. I feel like Joe Flacco is gonna struggle this Sunday or Saturday. When do they play? Probably Sunday. I feel like it's gonna turn around in a bad way for them. Your 25-hour stream was wild. It was wild. And then I was thinking, I was like, well, if I can do like wake up super early, like 5 a.m, and just jump into a draft every day, maybe I'll catch the people that are just like super tired. Thinking about like what I could then take advantage of. Most of my drafts were drafted at the back end. It seemed like I was constantly drafting from the 10, 11, 12 picks. And if you guys tuned into my drafts this season, a lot of my picks were early. Like I got super, super lucky with good picks. Unfortunately, all the picks that happened at the front of the draft all got hurt at some point of the season or, something along those lines. So like Justin Jefferson, obviously he's been out for like 6 weeks of the season. Jamar Chase is out for a few weeks. Cooper Kupp missed a few weeks or 4 weeks. He was on the IR, so he missed 4 weeks, plus struggled. And then I didn't take CMC because I was taking Cooper Kupp. I was taking Cooper Kupp ahead of Tyreek Hill. So I struggled because I was like, I didn't make a stand, but I was taking Eckler ahead of, certain people. Obviously missed out there. And you're not going to nail it every year. I don't plan to. I don't plan to be this person that gets, average seasons. I'd rather win more money than just average money. So this year it's just going to be average money, or it's going to be below average potentially, unless we get lucky. When you never know. You just never know. Okay, so this is a week 3 special. Kupp was my most drafted guy, and the Millie Maker was taking him the 3rd overall before his injury ahead of Tyreek and CFC. Yeah, same here. So this is the 150K, 50K to first, week 3 special, round 2. I only did one draft. It advanced. It's a really good team. This team, I'm like, this could be the team that wins money. And 50K, if I take this down, like, I'll be happy. It's got Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson, Javonte, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Laporta, Najee Harris, Justin Fields, Kyle Pitts, OBJ, Bateman, MVS, Rondale Moore, Jonathan Mingo, Tank Bigsby, Trey McBride, Joshua Kelly, Matt Collins, and Drew Lock. Maybe I'm thinking about my week 4 team, but this is a very good team too. I mean, this team's solid at wide receiver, solid at tight end, solid at running back. It's above average, like top tier quarterback play. Yeah, this is a very good team. A very, very good team. A very good team. Ugh. All right. Yeah, I had like 20%. 20% Kupp, 20% Jefferson, and 20% Chase. And when you get those kind of numbers, you feel great at the beginning of the season. And then you realize that you pair a lot of them up with Kirk Cousins, who got hurt. You paired a lot up with Joe Burrow, who got hurt. Or I paired it up with Mike Williams because I was drafting a bunch of Mike Williams as well. Like I got hit by the injury bug with Mike Williams and Cooper Kupp, and then it's like I just got hit by a lot of injuries this year. early in the season, which, you know, it's just playing with fire sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Share screen. We just, no, we didn't do that. It's my other one. Okay, I want to look at my week 4 special. It's my, I think it's one of my favorite teams. It's got Justin Fields, Saquon Barkley, Ramondre Stevenson, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Kmet, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, JSN, Javonte, Jamo, Bateman, Herbert, Damian Harris, Geno Smith, Alec Pierce, Jawan Johnson, Hayden Hurst, and Zach Wilson. Like, this is definitely my favorite team. It'll probably get knocked out week 1. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But this wide receiver crew, Chase, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, doesn't get better than that. And then having Barkley, when it had Ramondre, that felt like healthy Ramondre. It's feeling really good. But having Barkley, Breece Hall, and Javonte, like, that's a solid tight end or running back group. My tight end's a little suspect with Kmet, Hurst, and Jawan Johnson, but you know what? I won with Rob Gronkowski putting up zeros. I can make it through potentially. We'll save the $3 teams for some other time. We're approaching an hour here. Double check, make sure nobody sent any other messages. Alrighty. All right, buddies and gals and whoever's watching. It's been fun, man. It's fun. I hope everybody the best. Just realize, again, you're going to lose a lot of teams. You're going to lose a lot of teams. It's going to suck. But you just got to shoot for the ones you do have, the ones that do make it, and just pray to the pod god that you get into an easier pod and that your team gets a low-owned advanced player and or you just hit the nuts. I hope you guys do well if it's not me. And we'll be back next week. And if I have none, I hope you guys bring your teams so I can look at something. All right. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Later, guys.